Yesterday, CNN once again became that nosy, detestable neighbor, Gladys from Bewitched, who gins up phony concern only to spread malicious gossip about the First Lady's whereabouts. Check out this tweet from our nation's hall monitor, Brian Stelter. If any First Lady disappeared, you'd want to know where she is. See what he did there? To justify the odious premise, he first had to create the premise. If any First Lady disappeared. And so begins a Trojan horse for a ghoulish game, all to push a phony CNN segment. See, instead of saying, is Melania missing? They pitch their segment as how the media is covering Melania's absence. So they're covering how they're covering it. I guess we should cover how they're covering it.
One thing that the president and the White House have been quite quiet about is Melania Trump and her status. We did see her tweet the other day, but the first time we've caught a glimpse of her, the last time we caught a glimpse of her was on May 10th.
I wonder if somebody's guiding that kind of tweet from her. That doesn't seem like her, at least the image she's had in her engagement with the press.
Well, if the First Lady or the person who's standing in for First Lady disappears, you want to know where she is.
Clowns.
So crazy.
They even had a chart. How sophisticated. And so the speculation fueled endless guessing games on Twitter. The pleasure many found in hoping something was wrong with the First Lady and then cloaking it as some kind of concern dwarfs any of the jokes with the C word. CNN, HuffPo, Newsweek, Trump has deranged these ghouls to a point that they barely have any humanity left. Just when you think you hit the bottom of the cesspool, more cesspool. Some even suggested that Trump beat Melania.
Oh, God.
Trapped in their own prison of pain since 2016, their misery only seeks company. I swear, Jeff Zucker must be spinning in his grave if he wasn't alive and well. Or is he? Has anyone seen him? See what I did there?
Yeah.
Dana, this is what people do on Sundays. I mean, there were actually people sitting around tweeting about if Trump has Trump beat Melania?
That is really gross.
Yes.
And these are
some were conservative.
Remember when the media was really upset about any questions about Hillary Clinton's health during the campaign, and that was out of bounds? Mm-hmm. But there was actually, she did faint.
Yes, yeah.
Right when she was trying to get into that van, and that was out of bounds. And she wanted to be the president of the United States. The First Lady does not have any, she's not an elected person. She can do whatever she wants. I hope that she's well. And it would be more believable if they really cared how she was.
Yeah, I don't think they care. That's the thing that gets me, Jesse, is the camouflage.
Right.
We're just worried about her. No, you're not. You don't even like her.
Yeah, I mean, like last week they were making all sorts of disgusting commentary, and now they're so concerned about her health. The media's spending more time wondering where Melania is and not wondering where ISIS is. Don't you think they'd spill some ink over that? I mean, Trump made ISIS disappear. Melania hasn't gone anywhere. Let's focus on that. Peter Strzok went missing. They haven't shoved a camera in Peter Strzok's face. It would seem like the media might want to get some answers about his whereabouts. She had kidney surgery 3 weeks ago. It's an incredibly invasive and delicate procedure. I'm sure she wants to come back on her own terms at her own time, and that's fine. But Trump's marriages have always been subject to tabloid fodder. They speculate. It's good ink. People profit off of it. It's good for clicks. And she's not the most, she doesn't speak a lot publicly. So there's a vacuum there, and she doesn't have a robust PR machine. So they fill the void with these speculations and the narratives that have no connection to reality. And I think it shows the disrespect to the First Family. Last time it was Ivanka, then Melania. This week, they don't respect them like they used to anymore.
Juan, is this just another example of because there's just so much good news, you got to go after the First Lady because she might be recuperating, or maybe she just likes to do whatever the hell she wants.
Right.
Maybe she just doesn't want to go to trips.
I don't know. I don't follow Twitter the way you do, but I don't know that there's any antipathy toward her. I just haven't seen that. I think
there are people. Anybody made fun of her accent? Remember Chelsea?
No, people have said that, but and I think people have questioned, her health. They didn't know much about this, and now subsequently. But anybody who's sick, I think you have to have some sympathy for them. The big question here is she's supposed to have an event today. I think it's for Gold Star families. Yeah. And they closed it to the press. So at some point, when you're in power and you start to keep the press out, the press is like, hey, what's going on? And I think that's what you're getting. But you want to attack the press for this. I just think, if the White House was transparent and said, the lady is 48. She had surgery, and she wants to have a rest period. I think everybody in America would say, God bless her. Hope she's recovering well. But that's not.
Not the people. You haven't looked at the tweets.
I haven't.
They talked about her getting beaten up.
I don't know.
They're
you
crazy,
said conservatives. Yeah. Why is anybody even saying that?
Because they're awful people. And I won't even mention their names because they're beneath. They will not be mentioned on the 5, but you can look them up. Kimberly?
Yeah, I just think it's really disrespectful. Obviously, this was a serious, medical condition. She had to get this kidney embolization. She was at Walter Reed. Perhaps she needs some time to be able to recover and get back on her feet. She has a very stressful job because she's not, treated well in the press to begin with. So there's an emotional and psychological strain to begin with, and now a physical toll on her body. And she's, a mother of a young son. And so she's going to spend time as well with him. She's quite worried about, his mom. So what is the point here? They acted like she was like a missing persons thing.
Also,
like, it's just crazy.
This White House is the most transparent thing in the history of history. I mean, we know everything.
They make fun of it for being like a reality show. But then when they think that like this is part of the act, right? Like, oh, they're hiding Melania from you, so you can't see her. So now that has to become part of the storyline or something.
And feign that they're concerned. Yeah. But they're not actually concerned at all. If they cared, they would respect privacy and let her get better instead of making a mockery of it like she's a missing persons alert on a milk carton.